What's going on, all you beautiful people out there? How you doing? What you into, huh? Thanks for joining us on beginning of the week. I'm Zach Westfall, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Man, this is the last week of July. It's crazy that it came and then it went. So wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, let's make this a good week. You know what I'm talking about? Because after all, this is the last and final week of 2023 of this month that we got. So whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, let's do something with this week. You know, let's make it a week that we'll remember for a lifetime. You know. Sorry I missed last week. I was really truly fighting off a hellacious cold that nature brought on to me. So, but you know, we're here now, and that's just what it is. Again, thanks for being here with me, for real, and for all those people that have hit the subscribe button. You know, I really, truly would like to say thank you more than anything. That really means a lot. It really does. Well, let's jump into this thing, huh? Let's do this. This morning I saw some strange things happening today. Oh, yeah. Oh, very strange. And I'll let you know, like, people do all sorts of crazy things out there amongst, what's going on in the world and all that sort of stuff. And I've seen a lot of odd things in my lifetime. But this morning, and I guess I'll just say this morning was one of those times, man. I was getting out of my car and I was going to go into the grocery store to buy some things. And on my way in, I reached into my pocket and I didn't have my wallet on me. And I was like, oh, damn, I forgot that thing. So I went back to my car, and while I was walking over there, I saw this, this bigger set white lady, a chunky Brewster, if you will. And she was wearing this belly shirt, and she had a couple, Pillsbury rolls, popping out everywhere. She, that sort of thing. And the sun hit her just as she was turning around, and she had this belly ring on her that looked like a door knocker. You know what I'm talking about? It's one of those metal devices that attaches to your front door, and people usually use it for if they're trying to like get your attention, because it makes a large sound. They use that instead of a doorbell or whatever you got. And man, this belly ring, I'll tell you, it was just exceptionally big. And for me, man, I don't have anything against any plus size or carved up, female or male. I got nothing against you. If that's what you want to do, then by all means, get in there and do that thing. You know what I'm talking about? And that's just what this lady was, She was large. That's all I can say. I'm just trying, I'm trying to be very delicate with my words and that sort of thing. But I noticed that she had one of her car doors open, and she was changing this baby's diaper. And throughout the process, once I found out like what she was doing and all that stuff, I had a couple thoughts that entered into, that had quickly entered into my brain at the time, because once you see that sort of thing, you kind of think like, couldn't she just go inside and use the bathroom? I mean, because they have those changing tables already. So why don't you just get in there and lay that little infant down on that plastic tray, serve it up a little baby powder on its rear end or whatever you need to do to it, and then be on your way. you know? But, I thought about that. And then maybe I was just thinking maybe she likes, maybe she likes doing diapering, outside. Maybe that was one of her like, I don't know, her maybe that's a fetish she's got or something like that. I don't know this lady. I don't. I mean, maybe she's just into that sort of thing. Or maybe the kid had a bad accident and she just had to clean it up right then and there, cuz shit, man, we've all had accidents, a little slip up or two in a car before. I mean, shit, it's happened to me. When I was 17, I used to date this girl, and and we're in her dad's car and everything, and we just, we had sex in the car and everything, and after we got done, after I unloaded my pole slaw, if you get me, we were looking around like where is it? Like it just disappeared out of thin air. Like it just like hopped out the window or something like that. And we're just looking around and we're trying to like find whatever, and it was gone. We couldn't, it disappeared on us. And so later on that day, her dad is in there, cleaning it. He's washing the car and all that sort of stuff. And he goes in there to vacuum. And, next thing you know is he finds, something on the roof of the car. And, he went up to her and asked her, were you, did you went to the pool earlier, right? That sort of thing. She's like, yeah. And he's like, well, I think you got some suntan lotion or something on the roof of my car. And she's like, what are you talking about? And so she goes down there to discover and everything. And oh yeah. I fired that bitch up on the up on Daddy's roof. And she played it off all I don't know. She played it off like she didn't know what it was or anything like that. And so like, she calls me on the phone. She's like, I found it. I'm like, found what? What are you talking about? She's like, I found it. And I was like, oh, it. So what? Like, where was it? On the floor or like hiding in your ashtray or something like that? Like, where was that? She's like, somehow you managed to shoot it on to the roof. And I was like, God, all right. But you got to remember, this is when I was, 17 and coming into my own or coming out of my own, that sort of thing. And yeah, I mean, I don't think I've ever done that ever again in my life, but anyways, where was I going with this? Shit, sometimes this just happens to me. Oh yeah. The lady was changing the baby and all that stuff. And so, I noticed that one, she got done and all that other stuff, and she took out this bag of like an old McDonald's bag, right? And I noticed that she's like putting shit in it for a moment. And then she takes the diaper and she wraps it up and everything into like it looked like a damn burrito of some sort. You know what I'm talking about? You know how they fold it in different ways and that sort of thing. But she essentially decides that she's going to take that bag and the old dirty diaper and toss it under her car. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. No way. Like, no, she did not just do that. No way. So I thought once I saw it, I was the only one to see it. I was like, is anyone else looking at this woman doing this? But there was another guy that did it too, and he was sitting there watching her, right? And so he gets out of the car and says something to her, and and I couldn't make out what it was because they're across the they're like, I don't know, they're like 20 feet away from me or whatever. But then all of a sudden she just turns to him and yells out, "You go about your business and stay the out of mine." And that's where I grabbed my wallet and everything, and I was like, I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here before something happens. Like I'm gonna be a third party in some sort of you know, uh, some sort of mystery. Well, whatever is gonna happen. I don't know. I don't want to be a part of it though. I was just coming here to the store to get some red peppers. That's all I was trying to do. I'm not trying to tell the policeman a story about what this woman did or what she didn't do. I'd be like, yo, I can't even see out of one eye. I mean, I probably didn't even catch it with my good eye. So but yeah, I don't know. I just walked into the store and I don't know what happened after that. When I walked out, the car was gone, and who knows what happened to homeboy over there. Because I didn't see him walking in the store, so maybe she strangled him out, threw him in the trunk or whatever, and she's gonna be on her merry way, or who knows? I don't know. Again, I wasn't gonna be around there to discover what was what. So then on my way home, a buddy of mine, my buddy Grant, who lives in Savannah, he calls me up and I'm telling him about, this diaper situation or whatever. And he's like, man, it sounds like you need to find some place else to live. That's just what it is. And he's like, you can always shoot back to Savannah, And I'm like, dude, you probably seen that, like, this is Savannah. Like, you got all sorts of crazy stuff going on, People stealing each other's clothes off of clotheslines and, hopscotching with shit in their hands and all sorts of stuff, man. They got all, that's not just some diaper that's, someone's trying to, bowl a strike or whatever, a 710 shit, you know what I'm talking about? But I'm like, no, you can keep it, man. You can, Grant, you're made for Savannah. I've grown out of Savannah. It's just what it is. Some towns you just grow out of. But dude, that was my morning. And this was this morning. So welcome to my Monday. How about that? But I hope everyone out there is doing well, and hopefully yours didn't start out, the same way mine did. So, anyways, what else has been going on? Oh, shoot, man, did you hear that they are? Oh, sorry, I gotta get some H2O. Did you hear that they're coming out with a Twisted Metal TV series? In Twisted Metal, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it was an old PlayStation game. And it's where you could, like, pick a car, and it's loaded with a bunch of missiles and all types of ballistic types of weaponry and that sort of thing. And so they put you in this arena, right? And you're supposed to be the last car standing, to survive. It's kind of like Demolition Derby, I guess. But man, I just remember when I was like 12 or something like that, 12, 13, give or take, playing that game for the first time. And I was hooked. I mean, hooked, like somebody that just, that likes, olives a lot or something like that. You know, you go to the fridge, you take an olive out of the jar, but you aren't just going to take one, you're going to take two. And then you go back 5 minutes later, then you take three. And by the end of the day, you got one olive left in that jar because, you did the destruction on it. That's what you did. You camped out by the freaking fridge. And you're just like, all I could taste is olive. That's all. Dude, and I love some olives. But anyways, so I was hooked on that game, My friends and I, we crank up the volume of the TV, put the surround sound on, and things would shake. And you're just like, oh my God, this is so fun. So fun. And then after we all got used to it, we'd put little bets down and on who was going to die first or who was going to win against who. And, we just made it so just the entertainment value was mind blowing at the time, So, but it was fun. It was fun back in the day. But anyway, so they're coming out with this new Twisted Metal series, July 26th or 27th or whatever on Peacock. And I'm not promoting Peacock or anything like that. Nothing. No. But I am saying I'm curious to see what they're gonna do with this series. And hopefully they do a good job of it. Because nowadays, man, let's just be real, man. Nowadays, they fuck up a lot of series. Especially if it's a video game series. I don't play video games much anymore or anything like that. But most of the movies that come out, the Dooms and Resident Evils and all that other stuff, man, they seriously just, they turn such a fun game into just a cinematic piece of crap, And I don't even want to call it cinematic. It's just crap. So, but hopefully they do a good job with it. And for anybody that doesn't know what it is, you guys should look it up, see what's happening out there. So recently, the other day, I just sat down and watched Jamie Foxx's new film called, what was it? Called Taking the Tyrone, or was it called Tyrone? Or shoot, I hate when I can't remember titles of things. It just man, and I don't want to. They cloned Tyrone. That's what it is. And man, it was an interesting concept. I'm not gonna get into any of the spoil. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you or anything like that. But it goes in a completely, different direction than how it starts out as. And I thought it was a fun little film. Hey, first off, dude, I like Jamie Foxx. That cat is one of the most talented dudes that is probably in the film industry in the first place. This dude sings and he acts and he plays music and he's a comedian. And, you know that saying, jack of all trades, a master of nothing or something or whatever that thing is? Dude, this cat, he doesn't even fall into that category. He's a jack and master of all of the shit that he does, man. And his time on In Living Color, he just did great impersonations and this dude's just a ball full of talent, man. And this film was definitely something that was, I would say that you could see him doing, but then on the other hand, you're just like, I don't know. Can I see you? And then halfway through the film, you're like, dude, you're doing it. You're doing it. You know, and the other actors in it were really good, and it was just you got to get past the first 15 minutes. If you get past that, then oh, dude, it's smooth sailing, man. You know, all the way down the the movie river, the movie creek, the film, the I don't know, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it was better than his other films that he came out with on Netflix. That alien film or whatever it was, when he's running around with that blue dude or whatever it was, that big Smurf or that Avatar or whatever it was. I don't know. It like that's whatever it was. This movie is so much better. But it is what it was. It was great. It was really good. But what else have I been thinking about, man? There's been so much that's been going on, and I, trying to keep up with everything is just truly, truly, truly hard. But I'll tell you one thing. I've always had this thought in my head, because and it's something, I guess, we all struggle with stuff, and that's just what it is, and but I guess I'm talking about like more body parts, like we all struggle with how we look or how we feel and that sort of thing. And for me, man, what I struggle with, I guess the one thing that I struggle with more than anything is my ears, man. And it's because I've got these oversized audio, lug holes, if you want to call them that, But I always wonder what I would look like if I were bald, Because I got this going on and that sort of thing, and my hair's starting to fall out, So I'm wondering, what would I look like with, if I was trying to go for that, go with that Bruce Willis skullet, or whatever, whatever you want to call it. Because, like I said, I got these shell-like organs attached to the side of my freaking head, my ears. My ears are like damn, sails that you would hook up to a boat, if you wanted to get across from one side of a pond to the other, all you'd have to do is jump on my back and and if there's a decent amount of wind blowing around, I'll get you from one side to the other. And, I mean, it may take a little while, but these damn things, whoo, God, they're just large, man. You probably can't tell because of, this freaking, Carolina tailgate or whatever you want to call this thing that's growing. I mean, this thing's about to choke me out right here. But yeah, man, I just, it's just something that I keep thinking about because dang, man, I just can't, they're just so big and I just can't imagine myself, being bald and that sort of thing. Cause right now, from right here, I could probably, if I concentrate and listen closely enough, I could probably hear a cat purring in D minor right now, a couple neighborhoods away, and nope, not yet. But I'll definitely hear that little calico somewhere, sleeping on top of a refrigerator or, in a litter box or some sort of craziness, wherever that little feline wants to get into. But But I'm just trying to envision what I would like, what I would look like. I stood in front of the mirror and I tried to do this little notion. Have you ever done that? To see what you would look like, you know, that sort of thing. And I got to thinking, like, what are the what's the percentage of, of women, do women, like bald guys, how many do they prefer bald guys? I mean, it can't be that much. It can't be. Because it's got the percentages has got to be like 30%, 20%, something like that. Because if I were a female, I would want my dude, to have some hair. That's what that's just what it is. But I also see some guys, I see some guys walking around, with that, with that emo swoop, I guess, or that comb over, from what most people call it, and they're out there trying to hinge it up on one side and cover up some of that baldness that they got going on. And in that case, man, if you got that going on in your lifestyle and all that sort of thing, dude, you might as well just do it. Just Jeff Bezos that thing, man. And that would probably be an easier option than anything. I had a friend growing up, and his dad had, that thing going on, and we used to always call him the Iron Curtain, because he had this wall of hair that it didn't fall out or anything, but he'd brush it, over like that onto one side. And I guess he was just trying to, regain his decency as a human, I guess. I mean, I don't know. But man, he had that strong comb over, and he'd slap some gel on it or whatever. So, half of his, he'd be real shined up, and he just had that strong comb over game. He had a strong comb over game. And then one day he just decided to shave it. He just said the hell with it. And the thing is, it made him look, this dude, this guy looked like a skinned bird, because he already had, the facial features of a, of a bird-like, I don't know, like, he just had bird-like facial features, I guess. Kind of like Jerry Seinfeld. Can you imagine Jerry Seinfeld bald? That sort of thing. Or who else has bird-like features in their face? Damn, who's that one cat with that big snout? That that Hurt Locker of a nose. Damn, what's his name? Shit, I don't even know, but I don't know. Overall, old Iron Curtain was not Iron Curtain anymore, and that's just what it was. So, but I'm just afraid of looking like, if I did go bald, I'm just afraid of me looking like, part of the Seven Dwarfs or whatever, because by then, I'd be 55 or maybe at 93 or something, and my skin will be sagging more, and my eyesight, that's already pretty shitty in the first place, won't be, it won't be as great. That sort of thing. And, it's already going downhill. I should be wearing, sorry about that. I should be wearing my glasses right now. Oh, sorry, I got to get a little hit of that thing. I'm thirsty. But, I can only imagine it, man. Me walking behind those 7 dudes, and they'd call me like Slappy or maybe Strokey. Yeah, I'll go with Strokey, because I just walk around, have about 5 strokes in a day. Nobody could tell if I'm sleeping or if I'm dying or anything like that. Then I just come back, you know, and I'd be a little bit more deformed than what I was before, or something like that, you know. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, man. And it's just I mean I don't mind getting older, that's just a part of life, you know. But some things that happen, along this life journey, it's just scary because you never think that when you're younger and all that stuff that any of this is gonna would happen to you. You don't think that your hair's gonna fall out or your you just don't think about anything like that. You don't think about getting older, and then all of a sudden, bam. Your knees start crinkling like old Christmas wrapping paper, and everything feels so tender, like someone just beat you with a meat tenderizer and that sort of thing. And I'm like, dang, I'm gonna be old, slow, probably missing a couple fingers, dislocating my damn ankles and all that, and my hair's falling out. I'll be wearing those big Arnold Schwarzenegger glasses. I mean, actually, that sounds kind of tight for a moment. That might. I mean, who knows? I may pull off a look that no one can pull off. Just a moi, moi, moi. That sort of thing. I'll be coming around giving everyone a Anatuna tour or whatever, an Anatuna, whatever the French name is for reach around. I'll creep up on somebody and just freaking just tickle, whisper in their ears and tell them that they're, that I need some help because I'm stroked out. I'm stroking out. So, but yeah, I don't know. What would it look like? What would I look like? I don't know. Oh, I'm so worried about it. So worried. But there's other things that I should be more worried about than that. So, but man, I'm not. I don't want to apologize, but I do have to apologize for last week because I told you that last week we were going to have a guest in, and we had him lined up, and because I was sick, it didn't happen, and so we have to reschedule with this cat, man, and it's okay, I mean, I guess it's okay. It's just he's on such a heavy loaded schedule with family and friends and work and his kids and all this other stuff. We're just gonna have to try to get him back in here. And but man, we did have someone in here, someone that will that would have been a really great person to have in here. And he's a dear friend of mine, so hopefully we can get him in here again more sooner than later. You know what I'm talking about. And we're still getting some things wrapped up in here. We're gonna put a TV in here somewhere over on this side of the of life, I guess, something like that. So when we have guests in here, we can look up some information and just make things a little bit more enjoyable. And damn, man, it just sucks to not, to have it all go well, and then all of a sudden, damn, Saturday rolled around, and then I caught it. I caught nature's cold. So, but damn, man. But yeah, really interested in seeing what this Twisted Metal thing is gonna be like. And we're just gonna keep rolling, man. This is what it is. It's how it is. I don't know why this week when I walked in here, I was feeling off. Like it just fell off. I don't know why. Maybe, I mean, it's just the impression in my head is just I don't know. It just felt weird, man. I don't know why. It's just some weeks just feel like that. I don't want to say that I was nervous or anything like that. It just felt strange, I guess. So, maybe it doesn't feel like that or seem like that to you guys, but I guess it's just this internal feeling that I got, man. So, but we're just gonna continue doing what we're doing, man, and we're just gonna gradually try to make this thing better than it was last week or the week prior or anything like that. So, I'm gonna probably start, and I keep on saying, like, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we got to get the phone, the number back in line and all this other stuff. It's just one thing after another, and I'm trying to make all these promises to you guys, and I feel like I'm not fulfilling any of it, and it just makes me feel bad because, I'm trying to give you something more than what this is now, but all we can do is just keep trying, I guess. So, anyways, hopefully I don't run into, the old, hopefully I don't see that freaking girl, rolling a diaper down any alleyway or anything like that. But I hope everyone has a great and wonderful week. Say hello to, some people that you haven't said hello to in a while. Don't forget that they're a part of your life too. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna roll, guys. And again, it feels weird to be in here, but it feels really nice to be with all of you guys again. So, I hope everyone has a beautiful week. And, yeah, that's what I got, man. It's what it is right now. So, all right, everybody. We're going to go out with the theme music that we usually roll with. And we'll see you next week, all right? So, all right, everyone. Stay true to yourselves, and we'll see you next time, all right?